Hello students, welcome to the class of environmental applications. Today we are going to start the new topic, that is environment, everything is connected, in which we are going to study about the dependence of human on the environment, interdependence of plants and animals, etc. Students, there are many connections in nature. All the organisms need water, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, etc., which continuously move through the environment in cycles. Due to all these interconnections, even a small action on your part may have large consequences on environment. If you remember, we have already learnt it in the case study of Easter Island, where deforestation by human beings affected environment in many ways. To further understand the concept of interconnections, let's talk about the case study of Borneo Island, which involved the usage of toxic insecticide called dieldrin. Borneo is the world's third largest island and is a part of island countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei. Students, this example has become a classic illustration of the importance of understanding of ecological interconnections. About 50 years ago, malaria was common in the island. Thus, WHO sprayed the island with a toxic insecticide called dieldrin. It was effective at killing the mosquitoes, but at the same time, it affected other insects also and got accumulated in their bodies. Lizards ate these insects and acquired a significant dose of dieldrin in their bodies. Further, when cats ate the pesticide laden lizards, they died of dieldrin poisoning. Thus, the population of rats increased, carrying a threat of plague. WHO then had thousands of cats airlifted into Borneo to kill the rats. Means healthy cats were dropped on the island using helicopters. Also, this insecticide killed the parasitic wasps that feed on caterpillars. Hence, the caterpillars multiplied in the huts and they ate away the leaves on the thatched roofs of houses. The roofs started falling down. Thus, one action of spraying of dieldrin by WHO triggered a chain of unexpected events, as they were not aware of the harmful effects of the poison. Thus, we can conclude that everything in nature is connected. Every action that a human being or an animal takes has an effect on one part of the environment, which in turn has another effect on another part, and so on. So, here we have an example of plastic bags litter on the road. Suppose it then starts raining heavily. The plastic bag, along with other bags and garbage, can reach the sewage hole and blocks it. More rain comes and the drain overflows, as you can see in the flow chart. As a result, garbage, including human waste, gets carried into huts and houses in low lying areas. So, harmful germs spread everywhere and carry diseases to many people. Thus, we conclude that there is interdependence of plants, animals, and humans. Even a small action on your part may have large consequences. Organisms depend upon another organisms for their food. So, this gives rise to food chains and food webs. Next, food chains and food webs. Each species is food for the next in the food chain. Food chains exist because of interconnections in nature. All organisms are potential sources of food for other organisms. As we observe the first food chain in the picture, where the rat eats the corn and the owl eats the rat, and so on. Recall the story of mosquitoes and dieldrin, where dieldrin killed the insects. Lizards ate the poisoned insects and died. Cats ate the lizards and they died too. Thus, insects, lizards, and cats form a food chain and set up interconnections amongst them. But we rarely find a simple food chain. Food chains overlap since most organisms have more than one item on their menu. Thus, we have a network of interconnected food chains called a food web. Food webs help us understand how changes to ecosystems or removing any species affect many different species. But knowledge of food chains is also important, as we can find out how a chemical or poison would affect the organisms in the environment. Next, interdependence of plants and animals. For example, the waste from animals become fertilizer for plants. Birds and insects help in pollination, dispersal of seeds. Nature provides home to various organisms. The process of decomposition, that is decaying of dead body of organisms, help in recycling of nutrients. Exchange of gases such as breathing oxygen released by plants during photosynthesis, and plants take in the carbon dioxide given out by animals. With this, we conclude that the task of protecting the environment begins at individual level. Even in our small actions, we have to be sensitive to the possible effects on the environment. In the next video, we will study about various cycles and the story of songbird coffee. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy.